Hi everyone and welcome to a prototype menu screen for Level Up Land 2, and what I mean by that is that this is not the final game by any stretch of the imagination. It's not got any of the functionality apart from a few little menu animations and things like that that I wanted to test just to make sure that I could put my ideas into GameMaker and properly get them functional. And we're going to see how that is, and I'm actually going to show you how these things are going to operate in this game as compared to the first game. So this image here, this is just a static image that I have stuck in the middle just to say this is the general idea of what the world map is going to look like. You are going to move around and unveil this fog of war as you reveal the map, and here you have the border of your field of vision, which of course isn't doesn't have this flat end. It does point out the whole way. But as you'll notice, as compared to the first game, is that the amount of stuff in the UI just on the basic screen is a lot less, and that's not just because I have not included it, it's just that's how it's going to be. Whereas in the first game you'd have a screen in the middle which shows your character in the location and the map around you, and around you'd have all sorts of stuff. So you'd have like your health at the top, you'd have all these stats on the right side here on this panel. On the left you'd have where your menus appear, and on the bottom you'd have like tooltips and all that. Now the way that the menu worked in that game is that when you opened up the menu, the screen didn't change much, but the middle bit got faded out and your attention was brought over here because the menus would appear on this left panel. That was the entire purpose of the left panel. Whereas in Level Up Land 2, there's none of that around. What you actually have is just this. There's going to be a few little bits of information in the corners here, but when you open up the menu screen, it looks like this. Two panels flying in from the sides. And this is very much similar to the first game in how it's set up. So on the left panel here is where you'll have your main menu. So if you think about like a typical RPG like a Final Fantasy or something where you've got like items and summons and blah blah blah, this is basically what this side of the menu is. And this side of the menu is your character stats. You've got your little character here, little sprite there, and you've got their stats and whatever spells they've got equipped and such and such. But in this game, you don't just have the one character, you have three, and you can press A and S to scroll between them. Now, what happens when you open and close this first menu here? So say if I close the menu, it goes away, I open it, it comes back. What's important to note about this game and the animations I've got is that the animations are completely independent of its functionality. So say if you enter the menu, you go ding, you don't have to wait for the menu to scroll all the way in for you to be able to function with it. That's just the visual of it coming into the screen. So if I open up the menu, as you can see I'm switching characters as it's coming in, because you can do that. Now, when you click on an option, say you go to the spells option and you go to equip your character spells, and this is what will happen. The two panels here will move further to the right and you'll get this much larger panel here, and this is where you've got your spells and different statistics about all that sort of stuff. And of course, whatever you're equipping corresponds to whatever character you've got equipped. Not equipped, selected. So you can scroll between. So you've got this guy. Yep, set up some spells here. Switch to you. Set up some spells here. And you. Da, 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 and then get out of that. And again, it's all independent. So you can go ding and then switch characters like as the things are, as the animations are doing their thing there. Now, that also means that, say, for example, you want to equip a spell and you know that a spell is the first option in the menu, like with the first game. If you want to open up the menu just to go to a spell, you could just tap X twice because spells is the first first option on the list. So you just go XX and then you're there. Again, what's really fascinating, well, not so much fascinating, but what I really like is the fact that the animations here, they are not so much obligatory. I don't know what am I talking about. I can't find the right words, but okay. So what I mean is, you want to go into the menu there, right? Go into spells, right? Or X out of spells, X out of the menu. But say you just press X twice, and you cancel twice, X twice, cancel twice. You'll notice that the right panel actually mid-animation towards this will start initiating the second animation. Like it'll already be on its way. So say you press X twice, look at the far right panel here, press X twice, it goes there, and before it's even past this point you've already opened the second menu, so it doesn't even bother going there before coming here. It just goes there and then just sort of like stops. It's like, I'm here for the second menu. It's simple, but it's really, really neat. I'm really happy with it. Another thing to point out is that every so often, if you stumble across something for the first time, or there's going to be a bit of dialogue, you get what I'm calling a tutorial box, and that panel is unique in that it is the only horizontal panel, and this is purposeful because this is to distinguish it from every other panel in the game, because these can happen simultaneously with something that requires the vertical panels to come in. So what I mean is, for example, say you're playing this game and you open up the menu for the first time, and the game is there to wants to tell you, oh, here's the menu, you can do this and this and this. Well, because you've got the horizontal panel against the vertical panels, they can happen at the same time. So look, say you're playing, open up the menu for the first time, you say what's going on, you go ding, and oh, tutorial message here, it's overlaying the vertical panels, as you can see, so it takes prominence, and then you read that, you cancel out, and you're like, okay then, and then you do this, and then you say, for example, ooh, what spells? Or you go to something and it's like, I don't know what this is, and you go to a sub menu, but you don't know what it is, you can press it, and then it goes ding, and then you get a little thing here saying, this is what this thing is. And once again, it's all very independent of each other. So say you open up the menu, first time, you get that little tutorial thing that says this thing is happening. Say at that point you don't want to go into the menu, so you instantly click out of the tutorial and click out of the menu, you can do that. So then it's just instant like that. It's really neat. Now, as for when you're going into a battle, I have created a tiny little animation. So because with menus, like the main menu for example, you open up the menu, you press the menu button, you're prepared for the menu to open up because you've pressed the button. So you say that you can just react fast instantly because you're in complete control. But when a battle happens, you can't just have a battle instantly pop up, because you need to give the player a bit of a grace period so that they're ready to start the fight. Otherwise, you're walking along and then suddenly, you're scrolling in a menu, what's going on? So you're walking along and you get this little animation that just to say, oh, you're entering a battle now, and then it goes boom, you've got a battle. Or if it's the very first battle of the game, it might be this, ding, you are battling now, this is what this means. And you're like, right, okay. And so here you have your characters on the right hand side here, and they will have their own little charge bars to indicate when they can take turns. And the idea is that you're going to be controlling all three characters at once. So rather than it being, right, you're on this character now, and then, oh, this character's got their turn. No, it's going to be all of the bars charging up at the same time, and you can use the up and down or left and right to scroll between different characters and make them take separate actions. Now, a key feature of Level Up Land 2 is that because selecting, like with the first game, selecting a spell or an ability, whatever it is instantly triggered, it doesn't give you the opportunity to select a target. Now, of course, in the first game, you didn't need that because all the fights were one-on-one. But in this game, it pertains to the style of the fights, because in this game, you've got your three characters who you control normally, but your enemies that you fight, who are going to be lined up here, they'll have a particular formation that makes a difference. It doesn't make a difference for your side at all. But say like regular attacks and regular short range spells will always attack the closest one to you, and the healing spells will always either heal themselves, or maybe there's one that'll heal a group or attack a group, and that's how they operate. And another little feature that I have done, a little graphical thing that I have added, just for the sake of, well, what's the term? Just for the sake of, testing it out, seeing how it looks, making sure that it all looks neat. I have added some damage numbers. So as you can see here, got some grey numbers there for damage. Your characters get hit or they get healed. Green numbers for healing, and grey for healing and grey for damage, green for healing. If I can say that the right way around. I actually haven't done, this is definitely not final because I haven't tested for any colour blindness with these numbers, so there might be an issue with the greens and the greys looking the same for some people. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some tests to make sure that I can get the right shades. But yeah, I think I've got a nice shade of grey, got a little black outline, so the colour doesn't clash with the sprite of the character. So yeah, you do your fight, and then you win. It goes do 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 do, back to the game, or back to the world map rather, and it's like, oh, I need to sort out some spells or something. Let's go into the menu. Yeah, you, da da da, and you, da da da. Yep, that's good. Back to the game. I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with the way that it looks. And I've spent the last couple of days doing a lot of working out the numbers, making sure things are lined up properly, right, balancing the pixels and all that. Just making sure that everything works. And I've got to say, I am very happy with it, but I'm not going to keep you. I am going to end this here. And I'll see you next time I've got something to show. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.